Starting an ant colony is easy. However, getting a colony's population to explode in size is a whole nother story. So today, I'm going to be giving you some helpful tips and tricks to get your ant colony to grow faster than ever. Tip number 1, heating. Almost all ants do great with additional heat, as it speeds up brood development and can cause some queens to lay larger egg batches. In fact, the only ant that I can think of which does well with less heat is the winter ant, better known as the false honeypot ant. So, if you don't have winter ants, then your ants will most likely do better with heat. How does one heat a colony of ants, you may ask? Well, first off, you could potentially increase the ambient room temperature of the room the ants are located in if it has a separate thermostat. If not, then that's when plan B, C, and D come into play. Plan B would be to get a heating cable. You would place the cable near the ant's nest and it will heat up a small portion of it, causing the ants to nest closer to the heat source so their brood can develop faster. Plan C would be to get a heat mat. This is similar to a heating cable, but it can't heat as many colonies as a heating cable can. Plan D would be to get a heat lamp. This method is known to work really well with desert-dwelling species of ants, such as harvester ants. Tip number 2, power feeding. This is when you give a colony of ants as much food as they will consume every day until they get to the size that you want. By doing this, you give your ants the food they need to feed everyone in the colony, including the queen. And when the colony as a whole notices that they are getting more and more food, their queen or queens will lay more eggs, which will hatch into hungry larvae and eat the food that you have been providing them. Some species have specialized diets, which include fungus and sap from leaves. So to get them to grow faster, make sure the humidity is high, make sure there is always something to feed the fungus, and offer new things as often as possible. Tip number 3, a semi-naturalistic formicarium. A good example of this would be an Ants Canada ant tower. How does this cause a colony of ants to grow faster than normal? Well, if you add a colony of ants that normally nests underground, they will behave as they would in the wild and explode in population because of it. The queen might be hidden for a short while, but since she's in a darker spot, she will feel more comfortable and lay more eggs than she would in a formicarium where you can see her all the time. Once that colony outgrows it, just let the substrate get a little dry and connect your desired nest to it so that the ants can move into it once the new one is hydrated and the old one is completely dry. You will see how big the colony is when they are out of the old nest and into the new one. Tip number 4, brood boosting. If you haven't heard of it, then prepare to be amazed. Brood boosting is when you take brood, also known as baby ants, from one colony and give them to another colony of the same species. In most cases, they will accept the brood and raise them as their own. This means that a colony can double, triple, or even quadruple in size within the matter of weeks. It's best to brood boost older larvae and young pupae, as they will have enough time to be cleansed and have the new colony sent on them upon the day they become workers. And finally, tip number 5, subscribing to the channel. It has been scientifically proven that if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, your ant colonies will explode in size. All jokes aside, I hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you haven't subscribed and turned post notifications on, be sure to do so, as I will have another video coming out in about a week or two. If any of these tips and tricks helped you at all, I ask that you share the video so that more people will know about the different ways you can get your colony to grow faster. My name is Lights Camera Ants, and I'll see you yet again in the next video.